can only finish first so many times, in the AL East standings, and then lay an egg immediately in the ALDS. So, um,
Yeah, they got to turn around at some point as a team. And I think one thing with Sale that, like you said, his spring training was much more lax. And I think that's Alex Cora. I think that's him being a good players manager and saying, Chris, buddy, we don't need you to throw 98 against a college kid that's never going to see the light of day here in, the middle of the summer in the Grapefruit League. You don't need it. I think that's him, with 90 pitches in the seventh inning. And does he go back out for the eighth? No, not anymore. Like, recently he hasn't. And this year he's been under 100 pitches, well more than last year, where I felt like every single start was 112, 115, 120, 110, because he was just in a groove. And Farrell's like, oh, we got to get him his wins, got to go complete game, got to go 8 innings, 18 strikeouts, whatever it may be. And I think that Cora has a good grip on his pitchers, and I think he's been consistent with it pretty much all year, with getting guys out when they need to be getting out. And if they does stretch them, he doesn't stretch them the next game as well. I don't think this is because there's the All-Star break coming up, so it doesn't really matter now. But if the All-Star break wasn't next week, Sale's next start, I guarantee you he doesn't throw 110 pitches again.
you could
No,
very
he
well
probably
be right.
doesn't. Probably doesn't throw 100 at all.
No, and that's the difference between Farrell, who just wanted to keep rolling out his pitches for wins and stat, and
Farrell
strikeouts.
was a stat junkie.
Exactly, because he was a pitcher himself, and he knows how it is. It's no different than a quarterback being the offensive coordinator for your team, and you're at the 1 yard line on first and goal, and he throws the ball 4 straight times. Wants those stats for no reason.
Yeah, and definitely with managing his pitch count and his innings. I mean, that's Cora all day long, as you were saying. But I think with his spring training, with his relaxed start, I really think that was a group thing that was discussed behind the scenes. I think Dana Levangie was in on that. Maybe even Dave Dombrowski, was a part of those conversations, saying, "Look, we need to find a way to keep him fresh all 6 months." And yeah, and so I think they're being really smart with him, and that's definitely good to see. Let's see. Johnson is on the DL, as I was mentioning. We did have a bullpen day. Jalen Beeks, we kind of touched on in the opening recap. Had the jitters, like you said, but kind of battled. Mookie kind of bailed him out with that long fly ball that would have been a home run had he not been there at the wall to catch it. But you can kind of make the case that he is kind of settling in a little bit and kind of getting his bearings as far as pitching at Fenway Park. And maybe he might be a long-term, every fifth day starter at this point.
Yeah, he might be. I mean, no one's going to be, well, not no one, not everyone's going to be buckled in their first career game, right? Not going to come out and throw a no-hitter against the Orioles. Like, that's not going to happen. So, you got to take the good with the bad. The kid put up impressive numbers down AAA. He's gotten better every single year. He's only like 24 years old. He's young. He's like a 93 or something like that in his birth year. So he's really young. He's going to get better. He got better from his last start to this, relief appearance. And if guys like Johnson are going to be hurt, Stephen Wright going to be hurt, who's not coming back till at least after the All-Star break. You guys got like Velasquez, who Cora doesn't like to throw over 50 or 60 pitches. A guy like Jalen Beeks could be your fifth starter in September for us. Because
He's definitely valuable, at least.
Yeah, he's valuable, and he's only going to get better. And when the 40-man rosters come up, I mean, he's not just going to sit in Pawtucket doing nothing. He's going to come up here and sit here and maybe do nothing, but at least he'll be here.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, even if I'm wrong and he doesn't go every fifth day, maybe he will in September, or every sixth day if we have the luxury of a 6-man rotation. And
he'll get his innings, that's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully. And as far as the division goes, we're up 3.5 on the Yankees, who surprisingly seem to struggle a little bit against the Orioles. And
They've dropped 6 games against the Orioles this year.
Worst team in baseball. They dropped 6 games. They have also dropped a lot against Tampa Bay, who is not a abysmal team by any chance, but a team that the Red Sox seem to beat The Yankees have trouble with bottom competition. They rise very well to the occasion, but they do not, fall to the occasion. I guess they lower themselves to their competition.
Yeah, it certainly seems so. And I don't know. Maybe they're hitting like a lull in July here because they're definitely pitching like a team that needs a starter right now, and
all the starters aren't having very good starts around them unless you want to put DeGrom in that category. Like Hamels had a bad last start. Fulmer had a rough last start. Happ, I don't think had a great last start either.
No, he got shelled by the Yankees.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Little side note update: Colorado is winning 19-1 in the 5th inning against Arizona right now.
Holy
Lord
shit!
have mercy.
Just thought I would throw that out there.
That's
Jesus.
a good team to be up 19-1 against. I wonder if Buchholz started that game.
2-1, like.
Are they at Coors?
I think so. Yes, they're at Coors. And who started? I'll get it for you. Shelby Miller, I think, started.
Oh,
ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Shelby Miller gave up 5 runs in 1 inning. Della Rose came out and gave up 7 in an inning and 2/3.
Robbie.
And then some guys I've never heard of gave up 4 and 3.
Miller is coming back from Tommy John and was a huge deal. Didn't Arizona like grossly overpay Atlanta for Miller?
Yeah, Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
Swanson
is going to turn out to be a very good defensive and an average hitter, but he will be really good.
He's going to be Andrelton Simmons without the defense. With the defense, without the offense.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, because he won't hit that well.
Well, I don't think anyone really expected Simmons to hit that well at first.
No, not at first, but coming up through the years, they've expected it at this point.
Yeah, right.
Now becoming a normal thing.
Yeah. So that was just an interesting thing because I remember I wasn't too familiar with Atlanta's farm system back then, but I remember a lot of MLB insiders, the Rosenthals and Shermans and Heymans and all them were really surprised at what the cost was, and Atlanta was looking really good for making that deal because if they sat on him and he struggled like this, how many times have the Red Sox done that? When they could have traded a player and got really good value and didn't. Swihart for one, Henry Owens.
Owens, Buchholz.
Yeah.
He went 12-1, but he was cooked.
Yeah. So
Clay in his 8 chances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a thought there with Miller.
No, yeah, it's an interesting thought. It's a really good thought with Miller. It's funny to think about it in hindsight. I'm really excited that Chris Sale gets 10 days off.
Yeah.
He won't pitch until Friday the 20th.
He'll be nails when he comes back.
Yeah, he'll get 1 inning of work at the All-Star game, which will be good for him because he'll treat that like the World Series. So that'll be great. And then he's we're at Detroit. So we're really excited about that. With the Blue Jays coming up, I wasn't on the last podcast after the Royals because what a just abysmal team they have in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But I said after the Yankee series, I said I think we should take 2 out of 3 against every team that we face in the month of July, minus the Phillies at the end because it's only a 2-game set and because they're a really good team. But when you play a team 4 times, it's tough to take 3 out of 4 or sweep. And I don't think we sweep Toronto, especially on the day before the All-Star break. But I expect 2 out of 4. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, 2 out of 4. I'll say 3 out of 4 just because I think that they can do it at this point. The offense looks pretty good, but the pitching even looks better. So.
Pitching looks great. It's been good. And they got Porcello against Happ, I believe, is one of the matchups. So that'll be the matchup. And Happ's coming off a bad.
Price versus Happ.
Price Happ.
So
yeah, it's Price Happ.
I'm saying guaranteed loss for that game, and that's tomorrow. And I don't like that matchup at all, really, because Happ tends to really own us. And I know he got rocked in his last start, but
as of late, we've kind of got his number.
Yeah, this year we do. Last year we didn't. or the year before that. But it's funny. It's funny how this year he's such a big trade chip, and I think he is, but I don't think he's top tier talent for like receiving top tier talent. He's got the tune of a 4.44 ERA in 105 pitches.
He's not having a good year compared to the last couple.
No, not at all. And like, I think that he's valuable. I think a team like the Yankees could use him. But ERA wise, like last year 3.5, the year before that 3.18. Like those were the years that he was completely dominant. This year, not so much, but he's 10-5, and he's a lefty, isn't he?
He is a lefty, and that's what I was getting at. Is I don't if we're hitting him better this year, that's encouraging. But in the past, he has owned us, and that could be a very Red Sox targeted move that they make, because we still have at least 3 or 4 series against them, and then we might have to face them in October, and we don't hit lefties very well, and we especially don't hit Sabathia very well. So, I mean, a Severino, Sabathia, Happ, 1, 2, 3, for us is a really tough 3-game stretch. It might... Yeah. Houston might tee off on them all day long, but that we certainly won't unless we somehow figure out lefties in the second half. So that's a move I'm really not thrilled that they could make. I would much rather
Hamels
see a move like that or whatever. I don't want him to get DeGrom either, though. So don't make me paint Happ out to be like the boogeyman, but.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you told me right now, all right, it's game 3 of the ALDS, and you're going to face DeGrom, Cole Hamels, or J Happ, who do you want to face? Go.
I'd say Hamels.
I'm taking that, especially this year. I'm taking Happ. Hamels has the experience. He's
World Series experience too.
World Series experience. He's crafty. He's going to throw deep into the game. Happ, this year hasn't been good at all, and he's older as well. His age is starting to show, and honestly, at that stage, I don't want anything to do with Hamels.
I don't know. I mean, he got rocked in his last start, so it's just... I guess it's really too early to really get too concerned with that, but...
That's true. I mean, all other teams, that might want him as well in the NL, where he would pitch pretty well, so...
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like,
wait and see.
Any pitcher that pitches in the AL East, I kind of give them, like, a little... kind of a pass on their ERA sometimes, because you have to play the Red Sox and the Yankees so much. Yeah. It's just an ERA bloater when it comes to that, because when both of those teams are putting up runs, it's relentless.
And the Orioles, too. I mean, maybe not this year, but in years past, that's a team that could mash.
Yeah. They're more like the Rays now, where like in the past couple of years, the Rays have been pounding home runs. Like they were 5th in the league for home runs last year or something like that, I think. So.
And they led the year for quite a while, much of the first half, I think.
So, I mean,
then they give away Morrison.
Yeah, who sucks this year.
Yeah, awful.
He is off on another underperforming Twins team, which I can't wait to play again because I feel like I want a little vengeance against the Twins.
Who's the other one? Dickerson? That's the other one.
I was going to mention him. Yeah, he was an all-star and they DFA him.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like down south.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's like a Florida team.
They get a new stadium.
It looks exactly like the Trop.
Yep, it's in Ybor Harbor, which is a beautiful part of Tampa. I don't know if you guys have ever been down there before, but I spent some time down there as a kid, have some family down there, and it is beautiful. It is a great part of town. Definitely will bring in just the walk-ins alone. We'll be able to go. It'll definitely bring in more than the Trop where it's located in St. Pete. And as long as they don't have the catwalks, I don't really care what it looks like.
Yeah, catwalks are becoming a problem.
Is it going to be like a convertible dome type?
It looks like it's glass at the top almost. Like
I'm assuming
beautiful.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be retractable, kind of like how Houston is. With because weather down there, you kind of, with all like the random showers and lightning storms and stuff like that. But I assume it's going to be like, I'm excited that they're going to get a new place. It probably won't be for like 80 years, but it's coming.
I just want to see real grass.
Yeah, real grass.
There's only one real dome left after the Trop, right? And that's in Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's like the true dome, right? Of course, 2 of them, at least, where to play all the time.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Remember how cool they were growing up as kids? I mean, the Twins had the Metrodome, and
the Metrodome was phenomenal.
Yeah, that
Like,
was.
you could hit